Good day, world. This is Nina, and you are listening to Love and Other Problems podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. I can be found on Twitter at Love Radio 44132. Also, my podcast is at anchor.fm/Rosie88. And please donate on Cash App at Money Symbol Nina 44132. Today we are going to get started with a topic that has actually been me a lot. Kenya Moore, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and all of Kenya's many, many issues. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I used to ride real hard for Kenya. Kenya used to be like one of my top favorite girls on that show. However, her own mental instabilities from my observations, has really come out and struck a chord with me and a lot of women out there. And I am going to explain a couple of reasons why that is. Kenya Moore, very beautiful, won Mrs. USA back in 1993. She's an actress. She's had her own company. She's very beautiful, very beautiful. She comes from Detroit. She's grown up with issues between her and her mother. Her mother basically rejected her as a child, so she's never had that motherly love that I believe really affected her instabilities as she grew up. And I think looking at those instabilities is really what drove a lot of problems with so many relationships, be it with boyfriends or just friends from the show, other women. It just, she really always seemed to have so many things going on mentally. And this really made me sad because, I really ride hard for Kenya at first, but this season of Real Housewives, season 12, these episodes has been just a nightmare to watch. For the simple fact, she's starting to turn into that woman that is so sneaky and narcissistic. You just kind of just don't even want her around you or your husband because she is just so sneaky. Okay, so let me give you guys some background on Kenya husband. All right, now this is Kenya and her husband, Mark Daly. He's a restaurant entrepreneur from New York, and they seem to have a really maybe good first year and a half together, and everything just blew up because, I guess while she was pregnant or after she had the baby, they just didn't get along. They clashed. They're both alphas. And the instabilities are really starting to show and break on the show as you see how they interact. Like, for example, there was an episode that aired where Mark and Kenya were having breakfast. And it seemed like he was really putting her down about not having eggs instead of just being a real man and be like, you know what, let me just go get some eggs or make a joke about it, and everything about that breakfast was just so cringeworthy. It's almost like, well, he was in love with her, now he's not in love with her. Quite frankly, I think they moved too quickly to have a baby. But I know Kenya, being in her late 40s now, really did want to have a baby. And maybe she was looking at this as like some kind of last resort by just being with him. I'm not sure. But even when they had that triple date, infamous dinner with Kenya and Mark, Cynthia and Mike, and Candy and her husband. That dinner was so cringeworthy. It seemed like they were slinging mud at each other about their relationship. Mark seemed very happy to put Nene Leakes, of all people, into the conversation, which was even more cringeworthy. Look, if that's your wife, you're supposed to rap for your wife. Period. There's no excuse. I mean, yeah, I'm not sitting there saying that he should have just degraded Nene, but what I'm saying is that, it could have been worded like, yeah, I met Nene, she treated me well, but, you know, she's not getting along with my wife. I'm just going to support my wife and wish Nene the best and hope that maybe my wife and Nene will, get along in the future. Something like that. He just really should have copped out of it. But no, what he did, he went to great lengths to talk about Nene, which further inflamed Kenya, and it was even more cringeworthy. God, this dinner went on and on. When Kenya made the toast, she seemed to be taking jabs at her husband again, and it was just really sad to watch. It wasn't even cute TV, it was just sad TV at this point. They clearly are not getting along. I'm hoping that they can work out their differences. They are a newlywed couple. Everybody deserves to be happy. So I'm definitely not riding for them just to get a divorce, but maybe at least get some counseling first. Some counseling. Do something. This is a beautiful little family. I actually think this is a cute little family here. Now, on to how all these issues bled onto Cynthia. Now, this is really when I was really covering my eyes up. This is what happened at the Bailey wine event. And this is why I say, women like Kenya seems to be so mentally hurt inside, hurts, that even when people are happy around her, it's almost like she's trying to make them unhappy. And this is why. So, Cynthia's boyfriend slash fiance hinted to Candy, like don't leave early. Basically, she got the hint that something really sweet was about to go down. So Candy texted Kenya and said, hurry up and get here. I think he might propose. So when Kenya got there, Kenya went out her way to just kiki and say to Cynthia, wow, everybody's here tonight. I think he might propose. Candy basically rolled her eyes, pulled her to the side, and they had a nice little falling out while Kenya was just standing there, just looking all smirky. Now, I actually feel Cynthia on this. If this is supposed to be your best friend, your ride or die, you need to really um, allow her to have her moment, have her space, have her time. Let her build memories. An engagement like this is something that she'll never be able to redo. I felt like Kenya made that move purely out of jealousy and pure hate that her own relationship with Mark is falling apart. I really felt like it was her way to take away from that happy moment. And I don't even care how Kenya spends it, and I would love to hear you guys' opinion. It was purely hateful. You just don't do that to your girlfriend. Let her have her moment, and then, maybe afterwards, after the event, pull her to the side and just tell her what you're going through after the event, not during. Don't put your hateful hurt on somebody that really has had your back for a long time in this franchise. I really felt like it was a bad move on Kenya's part. I really gave her the side eye, and I would like to know what you guys think about this, because honestly, this really turned my own opinion about how I feel about Kenya. And this is on top of everything else that's just been going on with her. I know her and her husband is going through a rough patch. No one expects to have to even use the words divorce, let alone only being married for like a good year and a half, 2 years. But showing everyone else such evilness, it really made me sad. It really made me think a different way about Kenya. And I've been trying to ride for Kenya for a long time. So tell me what you guys think about that. And like I said, hopefully things will get better. Um, right now they're in Canada, and it seems like something's about to pop off in Canada. So tell me, guys, what you think about Kenya and the situation with Cynthia. Please like, share, and subscribe. I can be found on Twitter at Love Radio 44132. My podcast is on Anchor, and that's anchor.fm/Rosie88. And feel free to donate on Cash App at any time. Till the next episode, enjoy your day.